Hi folks, this is a preview of the course for the 2016 Trek Cyclocross Collective Cup, which will be held September 17th and 18th in Waterloo, Wisconsin. This year, the whole shot returns to the Trek parking lot, but unlike in previous years where it veered off to the left, it's going to veer off to the right onto the large hill that runs much of the Trek property. Here we're going to show you the Trek Factory Hill, which will not be part of the first lap, but will be part of every lap thereafter. In previous years, the Trek Factory Hill had more of a zigzagging downhill vibe, kind of like Mount Crumpet to it. This year it's going to be straight down with a little bit of an off camber, and then it's going to zigzag back up the hill. We were hoping to have local rider Dave Blodgett as your tour guide for this course preview, but unfortunately he suffered a mechanical during pre-ride because it's cyclocross. So Dave was able to ride this hill several times, whereas you can see that I'm running it. So I imagine it'll be a mixture of folks running and riding that feature. After the Trek Factory Hill, it'll rejoin the course from where the hole shot was and head down towards the parking lot. You can see a wave there to Dave as he takes off. I know our friends from Minnesota like to talk about being Minnesota nice. But if you've never been to Wisconsin, we're also incredibly friendly here. So I think if you're traveling from out of state, you will enjoy your stay here in the Badger State. The course will pass the pits, and this is similar to some of the sections that we've seen in previous years. Right now, we obviously do not have the course staked, but there is likely to be some more features through here. It is not likely to be a straight shot through this section. You can remember last year there was kind of an uphill and downhill set of chicanes on the side of the hill. So there's likely to be something similar to that. You can probably see the giant dirt pile that we're heading towards here. We're not really sure how this is going to be used. This little section here was something that the Trek employees put in to get rad. They often ride, it's called the lunch ride, during their lunch breaks. And so, given that many of them are mountain bikers and Trek employees, they like to get rad when they can. So this section, this is going uphill towards the top of the ridge that runs the length of the property and towards the flyover. You can imagine on the first lap especially, people are going to be vying for position and throwing down a lot of watts here as they head towards the flyover. For those of you who rode it last year, you know it can be a little difficult to get up, so it's not an easy rest heading into the flyover. We're now approaching the wooded section where the Trek trail crews have done a lot of work adding some more single track type features and more technical features to the course. We saw some of those last year and we'll see more this year. This downhill is the afternoon downhill, so folks in the 2-3 race and the Masters races in the afternoon will be riding this. You can see the pro line on the left, significantly more off camber and significantly steeper. This then heads up into a run-up that was part of the course last year. Given that it's near the loading dock for the Trek factory, our local wordsmith, Greg Ferguson, nicknamed it the Loathing Dock because, well, by lap 4, you're really going to loathe having to run up it. So we're going to stick with that name of the Loathing Dock for that feature. This section here has been included in previous races in various forms. This year it looks like it's going to be a tough off camber. You can see that there's a couple different lines. There's a low line and a high line. So you're going to make sure to pre-ride and figure out which line you're going to ride there. This is a steep downhill into a left-hand turn. And then it's going to be into a left-hand turn that gets very steep very quickly. Again, local hero Dave Blodgett was able to ride this. I was struggling a little bit, so I imagine many riders, especially at the higher levels, will be able to ride that. And if you're significantly better than me at every level, be able to ride that. So now we're going to head back under the flyover because, like in physics, what goes over must go under. Is that in physics? I'm not really sure. You can see the tractor there. For those of you who saw the web videos, we had our guest groundkeeper, Sven Nace, out doing some groundskeeping to get the course ready. It was a cool set of videos that the folks at Trek produced. So I guess if you do have complaints about the course, you can direct them towards Sven. You saw a little berm that they put in there. And now we're going to head into another downhill, into an uphill. Maybe a little tough to see from the video, but this section right now is very loose, is also somewhat off camber. So this is not the easiest downhill corner, especially at race speed. And we go into another uphill, and then we'll be into a little bit quicker of a downhill here into a hard right turn. One thing while we were pre-riding this, and folks who raced last year, is a lot of this dirt was very loose, so it was very loose fill. In our 4 years, this is our 4th year of doing the Trek Cyclocross Collective Cup, we haven't really had bad weather. It did rain. It is currently raining a week and a half before the race, so be interesting to see what the course conditions are. We've grown accustomed riding out there to them being very loose. But again, it would be interesting to see what the course conditions will be like if we do get some inclement weather or some rain. So a nice little set of stairs there that they put in. It's a nice little feature that is likely going to force riders to dismount and get off their bikes again. And so now we're heading into, we saw a bunch of technical features. I think this last third of the course is going to be you're going to see a lot more power. This part of the course is much more open as we make a turn and head past the pits again. So you're going to see the pit on your right. But if you have some watts to throw down, this is definitely the section where you're going to want to put that skill and put your power to good use. I think thinking back to the Svennis videos, the word here is going to be go with an exclamation point. You can see that it's very open. We're coming into what will be a slight uphill here in a second. So it's a slight uphill into a downhill, and then head towards our last new feature that the folks at Trek have added to this course. So we're coming up on the uphill. This is a bit of an uphill. So again, if you have those watts to put down, this is a good time to put down those watts. And what we're heading towards is a section of woods that the locals have called Little Zolder. So as you can see, or you will see, it's going to be kind of a choose your own adventure through the trees. That is a nice little finishing touch to the lap. This corner, you should be able to rail. Definitely take it wide. You should be able to rail this at speed. And then here we're heading into Little Zolder. You can see that there's a number of different paths that you can take. I was thinking to the Jack Frost poem about taking the road less traveled. And in cyclocross, I'm not entirely sure that that's the best idea. I feel like usually by the afternoon especially, the pro line emerges. So with the folks from Trek out pre-riding during the lunch ride, maybe through Little Zolder, the pro line will emerge, and it'll make all the difference to take the road more traveled and not less traveled. So then we just have a little bit more of a power section. This is back towards the north end of the property. And then we'll be emerging onto the parking lot again and heading through the start-finish area. Like I said, you can see that it goes for a while. Good opportunity to put some work in. And we're heading out here towards the parking lot. You can see my Hyundai there. This race is not sponsored by Hyundai. That was not an inadvertent or a purposeful product placement. This was, though. You can see the Trek van here. Go by it. Not sure if it's going to be on the course. And then we'll head through the start-finish, where perhaps if you're at the head of the race, you'll hear Dave Toll singing your praises. We're looking forward to having Dave out doing the race broadcasting. And you'll finish and head back towards the lap and head towards the folks who are waiting at the Trek Factory Hill. So thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing all of you out at Trek on September 17th and 18th, which is coming up soon. Thank you.